Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, as always, brought to you by Western Governors University.
Hey, look at that. We're switching it up on you. Look, everyone is always looking for that next step in their life. And if you want to expand your education, if you want a bit of a job change or a track change, there's nowhere better than Western Governors University. Take your education in your hands on your timing at a price you can afford, online, in person, all the options available, including a one-year MBA. To learn more, visit wgu.edu.
And as always, presented by Heidemann & Associates, flat fee law firm. Get your will and trust set up a corporation. And not only that, if you have questions, you think maybe you have a case on something, go hit up our friends at Heidemann & Associates. Justin Heidemann himself will take care of it as well. Go to utah.law, find a law office nearest you. And if you can't get to the office, Justin's really good about getting set up FaceTimes or whatever makes it easy for you to telehelp your way to find out if you got a case. So get a free consultation. Let him know what Rewind sent you.
He's a good tele-lawyer.
He is a good tele-lawyer. Really good.
Yeah.
He's got a face for tele-lawyering. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this one. Boys video. And why'd I mix it up? Because we're mixing it up. If you watch the girls video, I'm going to put my phone away. Dane is going to take over the show.
It's a new day in Rewind history. We're going to start with a little game. We're calling it the Fabulous Four.
All right.
All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to list 4 teams or 4 players. They are the top 4 in a statistical category. The question is, can Dusty pick which category it is? We're going to start with, we'll start with teams. We'll start with teams.
Should have Tino do some
We'll lean in nice here, all right? Yeah. All right, here we go. To start, the Olympus Titans, the Alta Hawks, the Cottonwood Colts, and the Real Salt Lake Griffins. What is that category they're the top 4 teams in?
Real Salt Lake's in this thing too?
I don't know. Which category?
Winning percentage.
Yes. How about Real Salt Lake? 900. Cottonwood? 3rd? Way to go, Coach Miller.
The fact that Real Salt Lake's there with all the injuries they dealt with, Katoa and others having gone and playing a national schedule.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, how about Cottonwood? 12-1.
Cottonwood. Beautiful. Yeah. What a start.
Christopher Cox has been spectacular.
All right, well done. Let's go to the next.
All right.
The American Heritage Patriots, Corner Canyon Chargers, Olympus Titans, Layton Christian Eagles.
Dusty's rankings of favorite teams in his heart. No, sorry.
Hey!
Scoring offense.
Yes. American Heritage number 1. Really? Number 1, the American Heritage Patriots.
Best.
79 points per game.
One of the best gyms in the state.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It is pretty incredible. All right, next one. Here we go. Coach Condi's Summit Academy Bears, the Milford Men, Tabiona Tigers, and the Wayne Badgers.
Coaches with the longest commutes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Curtis is number 1. Let's see. Rebounding, team rebounding.
Defensive scoring.
Same thing.
I thought Condi would give it away. Yeah. Because his Bears,
they play good
defense.
defense.
That is a stingy, stingy D.
Yeah.
There you go. Milford, Tabiona, Wayne, rounding out the top 4 there in defensive points per game.
Okay.
All right, we're going to move to players. Okay?
Ooh, okay.
All right, players. Number 1, Chudiano Siki out of Murray, Dutch Dowdell from Olympus, Max Toombs of Corner Canyon, Hunter Skank out of Weber.
Oh, man, because I know where I want to go with this, and I don't know if they're outscoring a name I expect to be in there if it was scoring points per game. Field goal percentage.
It is points per game.
Oh, man.
How about Max Toombs in the top 4?
Well, I believe it.
Well, he had that great game early on, right? But he's continued that scoring.
Yeah.
That's been awesome.
That's really good. I was expecting to hear Q in there.
Yeah, Q is 5th. He's right behind it.
That would have given it.
Yeah, he's right behind it. All right, next category. Q Mesa, number 1. Dutch Dowdell, number 2. Hunter Rhodes from Millard, number 3. And Max Russo out of Cottonwood, number 4.
Now it's 3-point percentage.
It's 3-pointers made.
3-pointers made, yeah.
But correct. Max Russo out of Cottonwood. We had a chance to see him, our game of the week. He had a game this last week where I think he had 8. That young man, unheralded 3-point shooter, one you got to keep an eye on for the Colts.
We got him?
No, we got a little more here.
Yeah,
right?
let's go.
Let's go to the next one. All right, Dusty's going to love this one. Jackson McKinney out of Grand Canyon, Zach Nelson from Salem Hills, Colby Henderson out of Rockwell, Boston Holbrook out of Desert Hills.
This is rebounds per game.
No.
No!
You're never going to get this one.
Steals per game?
Charges. Offensive fouls.
Depends. Is it under the hoop or is it out of where the restricted area would be?
That's not in here. That's not in here. All right, we're going to go one more.
We can go to the official review podcast.
One more, okay? Yeah. One more, and then we'll move on. last round of the Fantastic Four. All right, Mason Farr out of ALA, Brody Kozlowski from Corner Canyon, Deshaun Wilkerson Bowie from right here at Hillcrest, and Kyle Lemke out of Dixie.
That is field goal percentage. Because all Lemke does is dunk. No?
No. What's your Friday night restaurant?
Oh, in and
It's
out.
double doubles.
There you go.
Double doubles. Wilkerson Bowie out of Hillcrest, he's been a great addition. How about Brody Kozlowski? We're talking about all the scoring of Tomb. Yeah, he's got the offer. Anyway, there you go. Fabulous four.
And can I say, the best like that I've had in a while was I put on Twitter that Brody, if he so chose, could be a football scholarship too.
Yeah.
The first like, Brody Kozlowski. Coach Care
Verified.
trying to do the job for you
That's
too.
as good as a blue bird right there, right?
Yeah, that goes up with the tweet of one of my favorite coaches of all time. Yeah. Someone liking that one too. All right, let's get into this, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll start in 6A and we'll go through a bunch. But how about Region 1? This is going to be a blast. And the fun thing is we have every Davis game right here on the Rewind Sports Network. And Davis is gaining steam. But Region 1, this right now is Syracuse's region going into region play.
They've been really good, right? Caden Erickson, we've talked about him a lot. Brevin Hamblin, he's had some games where that guy, I love Brevin Hamblin, but he walks into the gym and is like, oh, he's not going to see the floor. And he'll go double-double on you. I mean, that kid is really good.
Double-double.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Good three-point shooting. I'll tell you the team to me that's like, look out. Look out. It's the Fremont Silverwolves, Dusty.
Here comes Hanson.
Look, they're non-region. It was about getting things right, getting guys back. Boston Hadley has had himself some games, had 27 to win against Farmington, and then he returns. His only field goal of the game against Layton is a 3 to go ahead inside of a minute left. They get the win there. This Fremont group, it's coming together. It looks really good. Hunter Hanson and company, Calvert as well, experienced group. Coach Mulaney's got himself a team here in Region 1. Watch out for the Silverwolves.
Getting to play a little bit of the Dallin Hall role that you thought he would grow into. Look out for Layton as well, but Layton Davis. Yeah. Both those two. It's going to be really, really good.
Farmington, too.
And Farmington's coming on.
They got pieces,
Region 1 will be really good. Region 2, it's all Cypress. Interestingly enough, I got to talk to a fellow member of Raider Nation, Trey Smith, and I asked him, hey, getting into region play, he's like, it's about setting goals and keeping these guys focused because Cypress, by the way, has beaten Lone Peak twice this season.
Yeah, I mean, look, the one you could maybe say, well, but then they do it again, right? The thing for
a
me,
tournament championship, no less.
Yeah, the thing for me about Cypress is just making sure you're playing the right way at the right time, right? It's felt like in previous years maybe they peaked a little early.
Yeah.
It's about making sure you're playing your best ball come late February. And look, it's not just Cypress in that region. They had a game against Roy this last week. They needed a big second half, 41-26 second half to get a win. I think it was a 10-point separation them over Roy. Kearns has shown that they have ability to play really well. They beat Springville, or they have an ability to just not be there that night, right? And so what are you going to get from Kearns on a nightly basis? Cypress can't overlook any team in Region 2. The teams are good enough there to keep them focused for a state play-in, but look, the reality is there's a lot of expectations for Cypress. A lot of people have them top 5. We'll see if they can live up to that come the playoffs. But Q, Diego, Justice, they got all the pieces to be a state title contender.
Well, the positive thing is that the core 4 have not played a lot of games together.
Yeah.
With illnesses and injuries and things like that. So that could be that part of the right time because they've played extremely well without having that cohesiveness with all the years they played together. How about Region 3? Skylar Wilson's crew continues to play really, really well, and it's not just one guy pulling them because he has multiple guys playing good basketball.
Yeah, he does. And, I mean, you look at Riverton, Karikas, Nixon, you just don't quite know who to go after, right? Yeah. There's a lot of pieces there for Riverton. I think maybe, I don't want to say cooled off a little bit. They got off to such a scorching hot start, right? They're still going to be tough in this region. I'll tell you the team that it's like, don't look now, Bingham. Felt like they got off to such a rough start. And now all of a sudden for the Miners, they get a 10-point win over Westlake. They were number 1 in the state when the RPI came out. Then they back up with a 20-plus point win against PG.
Right.
That was a team that a lot of people had top 5 preseason.
And was playing really well.
And they got youth. Luke West, I'll tell you, this name, you heard it here first, the freshman point guard. His minutes going up for Coach Stratman. That's paying a lot of dividends for the Bingham Miners. So many guys they had to replace, so many minutes they had to replace. They're coming. KJ Jensen had 17 and 7 assists in that win over Westlake. Whitehead had 12 in the win over PG. Things are coming together here for Bingham.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them to rise up. And Harriman, their trajectory right now, start of the year rough, won 3 straight good wins for the Mustangs. That's a young core as well for Coach Gummersall. this is going to be a multi-headed race in Region 3.
Well, like the girls' side, look out Copper Hills too. Because any given night, Copper Hills can snipe you. Kyson Hymas has been playing really, really good basketball. And now to Region 4, Corner Canyon. Corner Canyon continues to roll right along. We talked about Max Toombs. You talk about Brody Kozlowski, one of the top guys in double-doubles. But it's a lot of guys on the team. Taylor Farrell continues to play really well. But Jackson Roberts is the guy, and Coach Lunt's team is playing terrific basketball.
Again, it comes back to me can they maintain this amount of execution and efficiency when we hit late February? They got the pieces to do it. There was a lot of expectation there, and I was like, well, we'll see. When they come out of the gate, and it's like, they got all the pieces
when
you
need.
See
them on the floor, they meet the eye test too.
It's a different story. It'll be fun, right? I mean, AF had a nice win this last week over Bingham. That AF group, tough, gritty, deep. Ashton Wallace and company. You talk about Westlake in that region as well. They got up to that great start. A couple losses for Westlake here as of late. But any given night, Coach Carling's group, their defense is there. If they can hit that outside shot, they're tough to keep up scoring with. A lot of good teams in Region 4.
Every team is above 500, at 500 or above going into, once again. So you got to look up for, I'll tell you right now, you sleep on PG, Garrett and Braun get you. And they're going to be really good too. So it's going to continue to go. How about 5A? And maybe one of the best wins in 5A is Woods Cross, who they were lying in the weeds, Ricky. And all of a sudden Mason Bettinger and Jackson Smith, and they kind of caught it, and they go and house. They went wire to wire on AF. It wasn't that they just beat AF, folks. They went wire to wire. Bettinger had 21 points, like 9 boards. Jackson had 18 or something like that. I mean, this is a good team.
The hard thing is you look at, they lose to Olympus, 63-39, whatever it was. It was not good. And you talk with the staff, Margette's, others. We did not play a very good game that night. They know it.
The first
half
was
own
tough.
it, right? You think about since then, they had Alta on the ropes. Fell at home to Alta, but that was a competitive game. You go take on AF, handle AF. Look, that's a learning moment, that Olympus loss. They have come a long way from that moment. This Woods Cross team showing why they were a preseason contender or favorite. They were a preseason contender for a 5A state championship. They're really, really good. And I love the progression we've seen of Bray and some of the pieces around Jackson and Mason. It's a good roster.
Yeah, I think they will continue to get the season throughout the year as well. Look out for Box Elder McKee playing really well. Region 6, I mean, this is Olympus is the reigning 5A champ, and they're 14-1 going in to region play. In their region, Murray's been a little up and down. Chudy's shot the ball really, really well at times, but they've got to figure some stuff out because Region 6 below Olympus could be a dogfight.
Well, you look at Highland in that region. They've had some really good games. They've had some games where they've stubbed their toe a little bit. Skyline has been a team that it's like just plan on them getting to 70. Now, I know Olympus just beat them last week, extending what has been a long streak in favor of the Titan Triple. But man, there's other teams that can score at pace with Olympus. I think defense is going to be critical for the Titans, and they've played really well defensively this year. Chudy is going to be a fun matchup to see when they go head-to-head. Can Jackson Workman come and provide enough scoring support for Chudy in that game? We'll see. Dowdell's been spectacular. You talk about Gavin Lowe and what he has brought, and they got some other guys there kind of unheralded that don't get a lot of talk, but they have fantastic nights night in, night out. And
then don't look when you look at Region 7. You may not recognize it. Conwood is 12-1, and how about this? Right below them, Uinta's 8-2.
Yeah, people keep saying, well, we'll wait till Uinta play someone. Like, look, they keep winning games, though. You keep winning games. I'm interested to see how that region plays out once Uinta gets into region play.
Welcome to going to Vernal on a Tuesday.
Right. I mean, if you haven't heard, Dusty has bad memories of long bus rides. Cedar Valley, another team, too. Look, they lose late to Westlake. They're down double digits to Salem Hills. They come back and get a win in that one. A lot of pieces there. Their guard play spectacular. They got bigs that can pop out. They like to run it. They'll play intense defense. Region 7 is going to be really fun at the top.
Yeah, just don't play Emory. I mean, that's the only key for you. They try to go back to their old 3A roots. Not a good thing sometimes, but it'll be really, really good. Alta, I mean, how about Region 8? If you want to strap in for one, it's Region 8. I mean, Alta, Lehigh, Timpview, I mean, good luck.
Yeah, Lehigh got a dominating win over Timpview, 62-48. Uncustomary night for the Timpview offense that night. Russ never really got going. Neither did the big freshman. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway,
you got me too. So
Rukert, I think. Anyway, I apologize. I'm missing that one. But offense just never got going. Look, Cooper Lewis continues to impress night in, night out.
Cooper
That young
Lewis,
man,
yeah.
20 points, just book it. And he's been spectacular. Wins over Timview and Orem. Lehigh's been solid. And look, this Alta team, that's probably the best starting 5 in 5A.
Yeah,
And
Ace
they go to
Reiser
their
and
bench,
Jackson
too.
Johnson,
Like
yeah.
Nash Hink, a young guy, doesn't get the headlines, but, man, he 13, 15 a game, been solid.
It is Rukert, by the way. Just wanted
Rukert,
to
all
confirm,
right, all right, thanks.
Second leading scorer for
Yeah.
Coach Izzy Engel. And the top of that region is going to be an absolute
Yep.
dogfight. And you saw the game 1, Tipsy Lehigh. And then we look at Region 9, and Region 9 trying to figure out where we are, but it's good at Springville. We talk about some of the losses they've had and different things. This is a team that you don't want to, down the state tournament, even with the shot clock, you don't want to play Coach Snell's team.
I'll tell you this, they've got the bigs to be a problem, especially in a state tournament. And you look at Vicentin being there, and then you got the youngster, the big 6'9" freshman. He can run the floor a little bit, and then you mix in the outside shot. They got all the pieces. I know they've lost some games, but I'm telling you, Coach Snell, when you put him in a state tournament with this kind of a roster, they're going to be as good as anyone. Had a chance to see Salem Hills this last week. DeGraff and Reed, man, he's always in range once he's in the gym. And love what we saw from Jackson Nelson in the post. The younger brother of James Nelson, by the way, 6'7".
all Nelsons
He
or
can work
Gustins
the
down
paint.
there.
Zach Nelson is the other Nelson, unrelated. But, man, there's a lot of good pieces there. And I love the way they worked Jackson in the blocks against Cedar Valley. Good versatile lineup for Salem Hills. And how about Maple Mountain? Just their second win of the year, but really showing something to win over West Jordan this last week. Peterson, Miles both with 13. Averett had 17 and 3 threes for the Golden Eagles. It's been a tough start. But you get a win like West Jordan, you wonder if that can maybe ignite things for the Golden Eagles with region play around the corner.
And Provo 8-4, getting their 100 push-ups a day in and getting stronger, looking better, eating clean, feeling good. All right, now we look at 4A, and it continues to be this. I'm not shocked that it's what it is looking like. It's a collision course, talk about on the girls' side, but now here comes another one. But Dixie and Skyview, talk about the collision course there, but don't sleep on Desert Hills.
Yeah, let's start with Dixie. Kyle Lemke, I mean, he's a walk-in double-double, tough to match up with. Big body, box out, he'll dominate the paint against you, and then you mix in Roberts from the outside. A lot of good pieces there for Dixie. I love what they bring. Lemke had 8 blocks in the game this last week. Like, it's a very versatile starting lineup. You talk about Ridgeline, had a chance to go see them, take on Grantsville. Uncustomary night, Luke Sorensen led the way, and then you have another big in Jagger, young man we got to know over the Utah Top 50. And then you have Cox there as well. And they've got a point guard that is just gritty as well. Great lineup. We'll have a chance to see Ridgeline next week as well. There's a tease for you on a release. Logan's a team that can be scary as well. Talk about Snow Canyon. They got a nice win over Crimson Cliffs, and you do have Desert Hills. There's a lot of teams at the top that region play is going to sort a lot of this out, but that 4A tournament is going to be wide open. We didn't even talk about Skyview.
We didn't talk about Skyview, and Skyview is probably, well, I've only seen him, I've seen him in person. Lemke's the biggest problem in 4A.
He is, yeah.
Skyview might be the best lineup in 4A. The starting 5, right there.
I'll tell you this, Davis and Deal, it's a tough match.
And younger Davis is really good too.
Yep.
Especially when his girlfriend's in the building. Someone
and
shared
Carter,
that with me.
right?
Yeah.
Tanner and Carter.
Yeah. But then we look at 3A. Talk about wide open. This is wide open as 3A has been in a long time. Emory basketball, I'll talk about them. I used to go to Coach Jeff's camps.
Yeah.
It's not football. We'll talk about them. 9-3, Richfield. What is this, 1987? Is Jim Sheets walking in that door? Cuff walking in that door?
I'll tell you, the big matchup this last week, Manti and Richfield, I think it was 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
All Manti. 71-40. Templar Nation got to be feeling pretty doggone
Greg
good
Sterner
right
is
now.
pumping his chest right now.
Case and Douglas, 15 points, 3 threes. Frisch Connect had 14 to lead the Templars in the win. Man, that's a statement game. We'll see what Richfield has for him later on, but that's a big win for Manti.
Stop me if you've seen this before. Morgan and Grantsville, they're going to decide their region.
Yeah, they will. That Grantsville team, look, maybe a little undersized, but, man, they shoot the ball well, and they play gritty. Love what Coach Austin has built there, continues to build there. The Cowboys, they're tough. I mean, they gave Ridgeline, again, we talked about Ridgeline, that's the top 3 team in 4A. They gave them everything they could handle, almost had the upset.
And then when you get to a state tournament, you better be willing to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to get wins. As Curtis Condi does every day from Price to Bluffdale. 13-2 for the Summit Academy Bears.
Number 1 scoring defense in the state, Coach Condi.
By the way, he lives across the street from his school. Just throwing it out there. I don't ask for people.
Just
to
FYI. Yeah.
Pretty easy, and he works in the school district.
Yeah.
All right, now we go to 2A. Give us some. Where can we look in 2A?
Well, I'll tell you this. South Sevier got off to a great start, Enterprise, how about the the overtime win
I
for
have been
Enterprise?
told by a good source 2A, Enterprise is a team.
I know you were big on Enterprise. You told me that a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. Got the overtime win over South Sevier. Rich Tebbs had 21 points, 3 threes. Keegan Heath had 15. Whitman 23 in the loss. That's a big win for Enterprise. We'll see if that gives them a lot of positive momentum. How about Millard? 51-46 over South Summit. Hunter Rhodes had 20 points. Brant Stevens had 10 in that one. And Roland Hall. Been a tough start for Roland Hall. They get a big win over Draper APA. They had 3 different guys score over 20 points in that one. A lot of points for the Winged Lions, one of the better mascots in the state in 3A.
You're missing one, and they're close to my heart today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Griffin Bone, week 1, asked for a shirt, got him. Put up some weight with it today. So it's a big one, but they're 10-2. Kanab playing good basketball as well. And then 1A, we got in there, Paiute playing really well. We got to see some of these, but what were we looking at 1A?
Well, we talked about Enterprise. They got a nice win over American Heritage. That was the first loss for American Heritage, just FYI. That Patriot group, keep an eye on them. How about Valley and Milford? Region 20 matchup, Valley gets the win. They didn't report any stats, so we have no idea who had big games. It was the 2 best records, but a 27-15 first half paces the Buffaloes over the Milford men. Rose had 18, Barnes 14 in the loss for Milford, but a big game over this last week and a half. Valley getting the dub.
Yeah, we're just over a month from the state tournament starting. We're going to have all those games right here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Of course, 5A and 6A boys and girls. Dane and I will be on all 30 of those games. Going to be an absolute blast. But, of course, all your championships right here on KSLSports.com. For Tino Psyche and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us. For watching KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.